Hello, dear students. Welcome to Improve Your English with Short Stories. Today, we are going to start reading our first story. It is called The Quiet Heart. Before we read the story, I'm going to ask you some questions about the story so that you can practice your listening skills. Can you understand me if I speak slowly? Yes or no? No? Okay. Can you hear me clearly? Yes or no? Do you think this story is interesting? Yes or no? Let's begin. The Quiet Heart. It was the day of the big race. There were many runners at the starting line. They were all nervous, they were excited, and they were ready for the race. Among them was a young man. His name was Paul. Paul was very calm. He did not look nervous at all. In fact, he looked very relaxed. The other runners could not believe it. They saw Paul jumping up and down. They saw Paul talking to himself. They saw Paul smiling at everything. How can he be so relaxed? They asked themselves. We have been training for months, and now we must run 42 kilometers. How can he be so calm? When the starting gun fired, all the runners moved quickly. Paul started running very fast. He ran faster than everyone else. After 1 kilometer, he was in the lead. Then he slowed down his pace. He wanted to save his energy. He knew that the most important part of the race was at the end. The other runners also started to slow down. They were tired. They needed some water. They stopped at the water tables. Some of them walked for a while. When they continued running, they saw Paul again. He was still in the lead. After 21 kilometers, the runners came to the half-marathon point. The fastest runners were Paul, Marco, and Tom. They were running neck and neck. Suddenly, Marco felt a pain in his leg. He fell to the ground. He tried to continue running, but it was no use. He had to stop. Tom went past him. He knew that now he had a good chance to win the race. Marco got up. He wanted to continue. He limped along the course. Meanwhile, Paul and Tom were running. They were both tired. They needed some more water. They arrived at the same water table. Paul took some water and continued running. Tom wanted to take some water, but he stopped. He talked to the people around the water station. Then he took some water and started running again. Paul didn't stop. He continued running without taking any more water. At the 30-kilometer point, Tom passed Paul. He was very happy. At last, he was in the lead. Only 12 kilometers were left. Tom thought he could do it. He could win the race. He continued running. He did not stop again. He was very thirsty. But he didn't stop to drink water. When Tom was 35 kilometers into the race, he started to feel sick. He was dizzy. He sat down on the ground for a moment. Then he stood up and continued running. He knew he had only 7 kilometers to go. When he reached the 38-kilometer point, he felt better. He started running faster again. But suddenly, he heard the crowd cheering. He looked to his right. He saw Paul coming towards him. Paul was running very fast. Tom tried to pick up the pace, but he couldn't. Paul was faster. Paul crossed the finish line. He won the race. Tom came in second place. Marco came in third. After the race, Paul told the other runners how he had prepared for the race. He told them how he trained his body and his mind. He told them why he was so calm during the race. I was calm because I knew that I had done everything I could to prepare for this race. Paul said, I knew that my body was strong enough to run this race. I knew that my mind was strong enough to control my body, even when I was tired. I knew that I would cross the finish line, no matter what happened. Paul had a medal for winning the race. Tom and Marco each received a medal for placing second and third. But Paul's medal was heavier. Why? Because Paul's medal was made of real gold. What does this mean? It means that you can achieve your goals if you work hard. You don't need luck. All you need is dedication and perseverance. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the story. Write your answers in the comments section below this video. Who won the race? How far did they have to run? Where did Marco stop during the race? What did Paul know he would do no matter what happened? What lesson does this story teach us? If you enjoyed the story, give us a like and share this video with your friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on new stories. Now let's review some of the vocabulary used in the story. The first new word is medal. A medal is something that you get for winning a competition. For example, every year I try to win a medal at the swimming championships. This sentence means that every year the speaker tries to win a medal at the swimming championships. The sentence is in the present simple tense. We use the present simple tense to talk about habits. The next new word is dedicate. To dedicate means to give all your time and energy to doing something. For example, if you want to become a doctor, you must dedicate yourself to studying. This sentence is in the present simple tense. We use the present simple tense to talk about facts. The next new word is perseverance. Perseverance is the quality of continuing to do something despite difficulties. For example, without perseverance, you will never learn a new language. This is an example of a present participle. We use present participles to form continuous tenses. The next new word is achieve. To achieve means to accomplish or complete something successfully. For example, my goal is to achieve my dreams. This sentence is in the present simple tense. We use the present simple tense to talk about facts. The next new word is dedication. Dedication is the quality of being dedicated to something. For example, her dedication helped her achieve her goals. This is an example of a present participle. We use present participles to form continuous tenses. The next new word is during. During means for the time that something continues. For example, where did you go during the summer vacation? Here we are, using during plus noun phrase. The next new word is dizzy. Dizzy means feeling as if you are going to fall to the ground because you are sick or very tired. For example, after running the marathon, I felt dizzy. Here we are using dizzy as an adjective. We can also say to make someone dizzy. For example, the fast spinning made me dizzy. Here we are using dizzy as a verb. The next new word is crowd. Crowd means a large group of people. For example, there was a crowd of people at the bus station. Here we are, using crowd as a noun. We can also use crowd as a verb. For example, the party really crowded. That means the party was full of people. The next new word is cheer. To cheer means to shout in order to encourage someone. For example, the fans cheered loudly when their team scored a goal. Here we are, using cheer as a verb. We can also use cheer as a noun. For example, the sound of the crowd's cheers gave me a lot of energy. Here we are, using cheer as a noun. And the last new word is limp. To limp means to walk with difficulty because you have hurt yourself. For example, the dog limped along the path. Here we are, using limp as a verb. We can also use limp as a noun. For example, he walked with a limp. That means he walked with difficulty because he had hurt himself. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon. Bye.